I guess Christmas came early this year. All right, so everything is sandblasted, and you saw from the parts in the intro, we've got a lot of parts. Everything really looks decent. Frame looks nice. Hardtop, hood, everything looks good. Come over here. Matt, how are we looking?
Miserable, but good.
These things really aren't too terrible. I mean, you can see here some of these deep chunks. We just kind of played around when pulled out. They had 1/2 inch of Bondo filler down in through here, and kind of what we're starting now is we're cross bracing everything so that way we keep the width and everything that we want here. As we start taking some of these panels out and some of this floor, I mean, you've seen from the last video, we were expecting this, so we're not too worried about it. We had it in the budget. We had everything ordered for it ready. So literally got this sandblasted one day, the next day we got all those parts. So good timing on all that. Right now we're gonna take and, you know, redo the floor first, because that's, you know, the spacing of the rear fenders that need to be replaced, inner fenders, outer fenders. Everything kind of works off of that. We've got some good points here that we've welded to kind of, you know, structurally hold everything up with new A-pillars on both sides. You know, the rust, we knew that was going to be bad. So we've got this cowl held up to where it, you know, when we take out these A-pillars and some of the sheet metal here, this front top is not just going to come in. One, it's not going to just come crashing down, and two, it's not going to get off by, you know, an inch or two or even a 1/4 inch here and there, because we've got it all supported here. And you'll see, you know, from some of the B-roll that's probably rolling right now, how we've got this all cross-braced, but it should stay and hold pretty well. Again, they're like Lego kits. They, you know, they don't click together, but they spot weld together, and then they're literally filled in with like seam sealers. So got some work ahead of us, but it's not as bad of a job as it may look like if you were looking at this right now. So we'll be fine. We'll be just fine. Well, the frame came out as expected, good. The bumper, somebody had welded some big old thick round stock on the front and back. That was honestly the only problem with this frame. Some parts here and there we might just check on now that everything's off of it. But there was so much gunk on this frame and parts that it's kind of interesting to see metal again on it, which that metal probably hasn't, or at least, you know, that area hasn't seen light for who knows how long. But yeah, so we're gonna get this thing painted in Pour 15, get all the new bits starting to go on it, and just like that, we have a new frame. And if I don't say so myself,
Whoa.
Hey, I painted it. All right. I painted it, but Austin, while I was gone for the 4th of July weekend, and got some work done on it, and I come back after painting it and it's got new bits on it. What all did you do?
We've got new springs in the front. We've got new bushings for the front axle. We are working on getting the sway bar kit installed. It's got new leaf springs in the rear, new shocks.
If you've ever driven one of these without sway bars, you know. And then new springs all around. You can see we're back ordered on some outer bearings for the wheel hubs. But once we get those in, we'll get the front hubs back in. We're putting brand new drum assemblies on the back. And yeah, then we have the transmission in the shop getting fixed. We don't touch transmissions. It's voodoo.
Very voodoo.
Him and I don't even like to look at them. So it'll come back ready to put in. The engine's going to the engine shop to get resealed and just double checked by the engine builder. And yeah, he's gonna start putting brake lines on, getting things back in here. We'll get the engine trans on. This thing will be pretty much ready to go, get the body back on it. We'll just see how Matt's doing over there on that though.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing this thing's missing is an LS.
It's a Ford, get out of here. All right, so here we are, we're back with Matt on the body. He's been taking out a lot of metal here. We've both kind of been taking out, but he's been taking out the majority of it. As you can see, the floor is well on its way for going out, and don't worry, this is not final resting place of this one. It just doesn't have anything to hold it up until we get the new floor back in. But Matt, how's it been going?
It's not been going too bad. There's been a few run-ins where the rust has been bad because you can't really see under the floors, especially right here on this side. You can't see it, but it got rusty behind on the back, and it just wouldn't want to break through. Even with an air hammer, wasn't wanting to push through. Had to get out and cut it out. But all in all, it's not going too terrible. The biggest thing about it is that there's just a lot to go through, especially cleaning up all of the metal on there too, so you can prime it and then weld to it.
Yep. And there's a lot of spot welds on here. The last Bronco actually had a good floor, so we didn't have to take the floor out. We just had to do some, inner fender back here and that whole side over there. But this one's needing pretty much the entire floor redone. Actually, it is the entire floor. Besides the hump. The hump's actually pretty good, which is nice because that hump keeps us aligned. As you can see, we've got a lot of cross bracing right there. Everything's pretty darn sturdy as far as how it's positioned, so we know where to start tacking things back up before we start putting doors and making sure everything shuts again. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, we're pretty close to popping the new pieces back on with spot welds. Yeah. All right, so that's a big huge start on the metal work. We'll have more in the next video. We might even have some primer at the end of the next video, so we'll see what's going on. Oh yeah, we forgot Joe.
What?
Joe's been in and out the last few weeks, so
Wasn't even in this video at all.
do you remember what this was?
Rocker panels?
Yeah. And how sad it is this is a new rocker panel that they put on both sides, the only new piece of metal on this car, but we can't use it because they did it horribly wrong. They literally welded in part of a rusty piece of another car, I think. And there, you can go put that in the metal pile.
Oh, yay.
Or you can try to fix it and practice your welding skills.
Oh.
But next time, Joe welds. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, nailed it.